Hello, everyone, and welcome this afternoon to our virtual college exploration to learn about High Point University. This is for North and South Carolina students. I want to let you know that if you have some questions today, be sure to put them in the Q&A at the bottom of your screen. Your camera and microphone are off. You are muted, and so the panelists cannot see you today. They can't hear you, so be sure to put your questions in Q&A. There are additional sessions you may want to sign up for at the CACRAO website, so cacrao.org, CACRAO.org. And in approximately a week, a recording of today's session will be available on the cacrao.org website. So at this point, I am going to turn it over to Analee Henley with High Point University.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for attending this presentation today. My name is Analee Henley. I am the Senior Admissions Counselor for Eastern North Carolina. If you are not from Eastern North Carolina, that is okay. You have a counselor that is specific to your area, and their contact information will be on the very last slide of this presentation. If you do have a question for me, please put it in the Q&A chat, and I will be checking that as we go. I'm going to save all of the questions for the very end of the presentation, so bear with me. I will get to your questions by the end of this presentation. If you have come to visit campus, you know a little bit about what I'm about to be talking about. If you haven't, welcome. We are very excited that you're here. And I will start out with our mission statement. So at High Point University, every student receives an extraordinary education in an inspiring environment with caring people. This is the way we live our life at High Point. This is our promise to every single student that enrolls at High Point University. And I'm going to touch base about how we give that promise and how we deliver that promise to our students here on campus. It starts with our unique educational model, and we have 4 unique points when it comes to how we share education with our students. The first is academic excellence that is promised by all accredited universities. The second is experiential learning in every major. The third is the 4-year development of life skills. And the fourth pillar is the modeling values and building character, which is probably my favorite that we offer. So at High Point University, we have over 60 majors and 69 different minors offered to our students. It is very common to double major. It is very common to create your own 4-year academic plan and almost create your own major here on campus. If you look towards the left, we have our top 10 freshman majors. You will see business biology, exercise science, psychology, education, and criminal justice. But we do have a really awesome interior design program. It is nationally accredited. And we have some graduate programs like physician's assistant studies, our School of Pharmacy, our athletic training department, our physical therapy program. But if you see here on this list, undeclared is our #1 most popular major. And so that means you have no idea what you want to study coming into college, or you have a couple interests and you need to figure out what you like and what you don't like. I was a student in college that changed their major 5 different times. It is okay to not know what you want to do coming in. It will not affect your admissions decision if you are an undeclared student as well. So like at other larger institutions, you might have to apply into a certain school, like a school of engineering or a school of business. At High Point, you just apply to High Point University and then you declare your major. If you are an undeclared student, we have someone here for you. It is a freshman success coach, and that freshman success coach is someone on campus with a master's or PhD level degree. Their only responsibility is academic advising, so they have no teaching load. You're required to meet with them once a month, but honestly, students meet with them more than that. And that freshman success coach is someone on campus to help you build your 4-year academic plan. They help you figure out what classes that you like, what you don't like, and you can have that trial and error part of college without wasting your 4-year credits. This really helps our sophomores feel a lot more comfortable and prepared coming back. One of my favorite stories that I've ever heard is we had a student that loved studio art. She was a very, very talented artist, but she also really loved biology and she wanted to do something in the medical field. So she asked her success coach, how could she do these two things at the same time? So she double majored in studio art and biology, and now she illustrates medical textbooks. And so she creates and designs these pictures and these photos that go into all of your anatomy textbooks and medical school material. I didn't even know that was a job that existed until I heard that story. So that's just one of the examples of ways students can deliver and have the best experience, for their educational experience. So at High Point, a part of our academic excellence is also the state-of-the-art facilities. So in this picture that you see here, this is our brand new Culp Planetarium. So this is an interactive learning lab for students in our biology, biochemistry, neuroscience, and physics and astronomy department. But it can also be used for our history students and our criminal justice students. We have software that cross disciplines between each major. So it's a really fun interactive learning tool. And it's a really awesome classroom. The first time I saw it, I was blown away, and some of the things that they have for students there is incredible. We have a human biomechanics and physiology lab for our exercise science, physical therapy, and athletic training students. We have a Kane Conservatory for our environmental science students, a news and radio studio for our students in our School of Communications, and a BB&T executive boardroom for our students in our School of Business. And so I see a lot of questions coming into the Q&A chat, so just make sure that you continue sending in your questions. I will answer those questions at the very end of this session, I promise. So moving on to world-class education. So you go to college to get a degree, right? You want a really good job when you graduate. So at High Point, our average class size is about 17 with a 15-to-1 student-faculty ratio. This means that these faculty members know you. They know your strengths and weaknesses in the classroom, and they can say, hey, Analee, I see that you're really struggling in this chapter or this section. What can I do to help? If our professors are not teaching in their classes, they are doing office hours. So they are there to help you. They give students their personal numbers. So if you need to get in contact with these faculty members, they are very, very easily accessed on our campus. And 100% of our classes are taught by faculty members. These faculty members, they are subject matter experts in what they're teaching. So you're never taught by a grad assistant or a teacher's assistant here at High Point University. We also have a 4-year graduation guarantee. So if saving money and graduating in 4 years is important to you, this is a really great program to be involved in. We also have, which is very important, and I'm going to say this and you're going to probably get excited, but this year to all of our students that are entering their freshman year of fall 2021, you will receive a tuition-free 5th-year master's program. This master's program is called Business Leadership and Communications, and it is offered to all students that are entering fall of 2021. So that's a really great opportunity for students to get involved. Moving forward with our unique educational experiences, you go to school, you get an A in that class, you graduate, but what did you learn if you didn't do hands-on learning? And that's called experiential learning. And 25% of all of your classes will be hands-on experiential learning. So you take what you just learned in the textbook and you're putting it into real-world practices. For students in our School of Education, you're student teaching freshman year. For our business students, you are doing career shadowing. You are in our Tilly trading room doing livestock trading. For our criminal justice majors, you are in our crime house. You are learning how to extract data. You are learning how to use that evidence in a court of law. We have undergraduate research available to all of our students as early as freshman year for our School of Natural Sciences. And we have access to industry leaders, which I'm going to go in more detail about in the next slide, as well as an internship guarantee program. So we really want students to get involved in career and professional development and start internships as early as freshman year. For some of our access to industry leaders, here at the top left, you will see our entrepreneur in residence. His name is Mark Randolph, and he works with all of our students in our School of Business and our sales program. Mark Randolph was the co-founder of Netflix, so he works with all of these students in that department on real-world practices and how to make you stand out in a very, very competitive workplace. At the bottom left, this is our sports executive in residence. Her name is Cynthia Marshall, and she is the CEO of the Dallas Mavericks. And she actually hand-selected 6 of our High Point University students to go to the opening game in Dallas, and they worked on ticket sales, they worked on social media, they worked on behind-the-scenes operations, so forth. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for some of these students, and she helped them get there. At the bottom right, you will see Steve Wozniak. He works with all of our computer science and engineering students. He is the co-founder of Apple computers, so that little phone that you carry around all the time, he actually helped design that. And he works with all of our students, again, on industry standards and practices to really make you stand out in a very competitive work zone. These access to industry leaders come to campus once a semester to help students. In this slide that I showed earlier, that is Byron Pitts. He is our journalist in residence. He's the ABC newscast broadcaster, and he works with all of our students in our School of Communication. So really, really awesome resources at High Point, some really awesome professors to work with. They either have a terminal degree or they are professors of the practice. But my favorite part of High Point is modeling values and building character. This is a really unique educational experience because faculty members love teaching, but future employers want more than just a student that made an A in business or an A in biology. They want someone who is going to really stand out in their company. They're going to make a difference in their company and be valuable and bring something to the table. And that comes with your character and the values that you hold dear to yourself. So at High Point University, over 110,000 hours of community service is performed on our campus. This is not required. So if you don't want to do it, you don't have to, but our students love giving back to their community. One of my favorite programs that we do is here in this picture. It is our freshman book program. And if you have a book that meant a lot to you growing up, to me, it would have been the Harry Potter series. I would have brought that series to High Point my freshman year. I would have written a note in it, why this book meant a lot to me and why I'm sharing it with you. And then that book is donated to some of our local elementary schools. So it's just a way for you to get connected to the community and a way for the community to get connected to the university. It's my favorite program, but it is only one of many that we do on this campus. Here you will see students signing our honor code. It basically just says, I will not lie, steal, or cheat. It's a little more eloquently written than that. But students, their freshman year, their first weekend, they sign it, and these honor codes are hung up all around campus. So you are able to see that you are showing teamwork, generosity, and humility just from this honor code hanging in your dorm room. You'll be able to see your signature when you come back 10 years down the road for alumni weekend. We really want students to develop a growth mindset. So we do a lot of work with growth mindset versus fixed mindset. And though you might not be good at something, doesn't mean you won't be good at something in the future. We are also on the John Templeton list of 100 colleges that encourage character development. So we want to show students that there is more to education than just learning from a textbook. We also focus on 4-year development on life skills. And a lot of my students ask me, well, Analee, what are life skills and how can you teach them? Life skills are things that you can't really teach in a textbook, but you learn from the environment that you put yourself in. So in this picture, you will see our 1924 Prime Steakhouse. This is a 5-star steakhouse that you can eat once a week in your meal plan, but it's also a learning lab. So at the steakhouse, you will learn professional interview skills, professional dining etiquette. You will also learn some global cuisine once a month. So you're learning how to interview while also having fun at the same time. This is really important because when I was in the job market, my very last interview was being taken out to dinner by the team to see how I belong, how I fit in this team dynamic. I've already passed all of the tests. I did well in the initial interviews, but for me, I had to see if I fit in this team, and that dinner did it. Without experiencing professional dining etiquette, I would have felt really, really lost. So this is a great tool for our students to use while enjoying a really good meal at the same time. But life skills extend to more than professional etiquette. So all of our students take a class called the President's Seminar on Life Skills. And our president, Dr. Quabain, teaches students things like fiscal literacy, time management, energy management, things that you can't learn from a textbook, that you do not want to learn the hard way after you graduate. These are things that employers are looking for. They want to see that students are fiscally responsible. They want to see that they have great presentation skills and time management, that they are able to work in a team. So we have a very purposeful campus. But you go to school to get a great education, but you also go to college to have a good time. So we have a very, very inspiring environment. It's a beautiful campus. If you have not been to campus, please come and visit. We are represented by all 50 states and 37 international countries, so we have a very diverse population. We also have 95% of our students living on campus all 4 years. So you have guaranteed housing for 4 years that you're on campus. So if you're going to spend 4 years on a campus, we want you to get involved. So we have over 200 clubs and organizations offered to our students. They range from different interest groups to club sports to intramural sports, different religious groups that are on campus, honor societies, and Greek life. We do have fraternity and sorority life on campus, as well as a Greek row. And we also have 16 D1 athletics in the Big South Conference. And these sporting events are really, really fun. This is actually a picture of when High Point University beat Duke University in men's lacrosse at Duke's campus. So that was a really fun game to watch. You have free entry to all of the sporting events on campus. So go to the sporting events, cheer on your teammates, and get involved on campus. There are so many organizations that you can choose from to get involved. But also we have a campus activity team that provides a social calendar for the year. So we have a spring concert, we have a fall concert, we have multiple organizations hosting different events all year long. So definitely come to campus and see what it's all about. So for our seniors coming up, our fall 2021 Common Application is now live, and we are exclusive with Common Application. So we have a holistic approach. What does that mean? That means that when I review an application, I'm reviewing your application to admit you, not deny you. So we look at multiple assets on your application. I look at your unweighted GPA. I look at your course rigor, your school rigor, your trend of grades. I look at your extracurricular and leadership involvement. I look at your essay and your writing styles, any significant travel that you've done, letters of recommendations. And then this year, we are test optional for both admissions and merit-based scholarship. So if you are not a good test taker, if you have not had the privilege or the opportunity to take the SAT or ACT yet, this is your year to shine, because we are not requiring test scores for merit-based scholarships. So when you apply to the university, your admissions your application for admissions is your application for merit-based scholarships. So when we review an application and you're admitted, you will have your initial amount of merit-based monies on your acceptance letter, and then instructions in that letter on how to increase that award throughout the year. So it is a two-step process. So make sure that you're reading the entire letter so you can get the full extent of your merit-based scholarships. Here you will see some of our deadlines. We have early decision and early action. Early decision is the binding commitment. That means if you are accepted, you will be enrolling. That comes with a financial commitment as well. So have that conversation with your parents or your guardian or whoever is helping fund your education if you apply early decision. If you don't think that early decision is the best application plan for you, that is okay. We have early action. Early action is our non-binding application plan that is due on November 15th, and students will find out their admissions decision on December 16th. So very, very quick turnaround time for that non-binding application. We also have some fellowship programs that you might be a really great fit for based off of your major and where you fall in your academic pool. We have a business fellows program, a media fellows program. We have an education fellows, a natural sciences fellows, an exercise science fellows, which are all specific to your major. If you are admitted into one of those programs, you do get an additional $3,000 scholarship per year. You can only choose one though because of the time commitment. We have 2 fellowship programs that are cross-discipline, meaning you can be a part of any major and apply to these programs. That is our Honors College and our Leadership Fellows program. So get in touch with your admissions counselor to learn more about those programs here in the future. So we've talked about the 4 pillars. We've talked about our guaranteed internship program. We've talked about our 4-year graduation and tuition-free masters. I've discussed a little bit about application plans and guidelines. So now what I need from y'all are some next steps. I want to see that a campus tour has been scheduled. We are touring Monday through Sunday. If you don't feel comfortable coming to campus, that's okay. We do have virtual tours and virtual information sessions offered to our students. You can also have an admissions interview with your admissions counselor and contact them personally. For me, my name is Analee. I do Eastern North Carolina, so Chatham County to the coast. You'll see my email address. Sarah Schultz is our counselor for Central North Carolina. Maria Espinoza is our counselor for Western North Carolina. And then Anya Parks is our counselor for the whole state of South Carolina. So if you have any questions or you know which counselor is yours, please, please, please reach out to us. We love hearing from you, and we want to get to know you and help strengthen your application. And I'm going to go ahead and look at some of the Q&A chats and let you know your answers. And if you have any more chats, just go ahead and put them in the chat box now. But we have a question from Jeffrey. Do you have majors in sports management, marketing, or medicine? Yes, we do. We have sports management, we have sports marketing, and we have a pre-med track. Our sports management and marketing program falls under our School of Communications, so you can find more information out on the website. We do have a major in Actuarial Science. Actuarial Science is a really, really interesting major. It's a part of mathematical economics, but basically actuarial scientists figure out how long you're going, this is going to sound really weird. They find out how long you're going to live and what your insurance policy is going to cost. There is a huge need and demand in the field of actuarial science. So if you're good at math and you enjoy math, maybe look into actuarial science as a major for your future. We do offer our actuarial science program on High Points campus. Bailey asks, how would an early college student apply for High Point, and will it affect the application process? So for all of my students that are in early college, you will still apply as an incoming freshman. Students that are applying as transfer students are students that graduated from high school and then took college credits. So early college students will still be incoming freshmen. It will not affect their application process. And we do have an articulation agreement with all North Carolina community colleges. So your credits will transfer over. So Bailey, I hope that answered your question. Madeline asks, does High Point offer a fashion merchandising and marketing major? We do offer fashion merchandising. We do offer marketing on our campus, and you can find more information about that on our website. We do also offer visual merchandising as well. So I hope that answered your question. Jeffrey asks, what are some fun events that happen on campus each year? Any recommendation of food places off campus during a visit to High Point? So like I mentioned, we have the fall concert, we have the spring concert. Our campus activities team will also host multiple events throughout the year. It looks a little different this year, but because we are a residential community, we need to keep our students busy and have fun things for them. So we have multiple events throughout the year. We do have 9 different dining locations on our campus. So you will never go hungry on High Point's campus. And your admissions counselor can give you some really great food recommendations if you plan to visit and you want to grab some lunch. But I highly suggest eating on campus while you do a campus tour. It's a really great way to see student life and also eat the food and try out what students go through every day on High Point's campus. So Bailey also asks, how much money is student living? So our total cost of enrollment includes all of your housing, your tuition, your room and board. It includes student activity fees, basically everything except for textbooks. And that is on our website, so please check that out. And then that total cost of enrollment sticker price is before financial aid and scholarships. So we do offer financial aid and merit-based scholarships. Charles asks, will campus visits still happen during the COVID situation? Yes, we are doing single family tours on campus every single day, Monday through Sunday. It will be you, your family, and a student ambassador, so you are able to come and visit campus. We do require 1 letter of recommendation for the application this year. And Charles asks if we have any music majors, which we do. We have music, we have 3 different minors within our music program. We have musical theater, we have multiple choral arrangements on campus. So really awesome programs, definitely check it out. Nadia asks, what are scholarships that are offered for fall of 2021 students based off of merit? And I touched base on this a little bit in my presentation. Your application for admissions is your application for merit-based scholarship. So Nadia, when you apply to the university, and if you are admitted, we will provide that initial amount upon acceptance, and then there's instructions on how to increase those awards throughout the year. And more information about presidential scholarships is on our website, or you can contact your admissions counselor to learn more. Haley asks, how is your education major and what differs your education major from other colleges? And that's a really great question, Haley, and a really near and dear place to my heart as I'm a master's student in our School of Education. Our School of Education is nationally accredited. That means that once you graduate from High Point as an education major, you can be licensed in any state. So if you want to move to New Jersey or Maryland, you are able to be licensed in that state and teach. We also offer students the opportunity to start student teaching as early as freshman year. So definitely look into our Stout School of Education, contact the professors. I absolutely love our professors in that program. So definitely get in touch with them to learn more about that specific program. We have a question here, can first years drive there and have a car? So you can have a car as a freshman. That's a really popular question that I get. there is guaranteed parking for you as well. So you do have guaranteed parking and you can bring your car as a freshman. Early action applicants do get priority in housing and classes after our early decision students. So early decision students receive priority in housing and class schedule. And then our early action students get priority in housing once they secure their enrollment deposit. And then I have a question here. Does High Point University offer an engineering program? We do. We have a web school of engineering, and it houses our computer engineering and our electrical engineering program. And again, High Point, my job as an admissions counselor is I'm a generalist, so I know a lot of information, or I know a little bit of information about a lot of different topics. But I want you to get connected to professors. I want you to get connected to current students on campus. And that's my job as an admissions counselor, is to make these connections happen and get you connected to the university. So please reach out to one of these counselors on this screen based off of your geographic location, and contact us if you have any questions or if you want to get connected to the university. Do we have any other questions? Bailey asks, how does one submit an application? We are exclusive through the Common App, so you will submit your application through Common Application. And Haley asks, are there any minors or double majors to pair with elementary education that I recommend? So a really great major is psychology. That's what a lot of our students do, maybe history, depending on what subject you want to teach. Business is also really great, so you can have some type of business acumen, but definitely ask the professors when you get in touch with them on best practices and what their students typically do. Do we have any more questions? All right, well, if no one has any other questions, I am going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to ask Mandy to come on and end the presentation for us. But thank you so much for coming and sitting on this virtual presentation. Please reach out to us. It's my favorite part of my job, to talk with students. That's what we're here for. It's going to be a very, very difficult year. Don't stress about it. That's our job, is to help make this a little easier for you. But enjoy the rest of high school, and let us know how we can help.
Thank you, Analee. Yes, just a quick few pieces of housekeeping information for everyone. At the end of this seminar, when you close your window, you're going to receive a very quick survey. We'd really appreciate your feedback. There are more sessions available on the CACRAO website, so cacrao.org. You can check that out. And this recording will be available in a few days. So if you have friends or family that you want to share it with, visit the cacrao.org website in order to find information on the recording. So thank you so much for being with us this afternoon.